We're gonna watch LPZ, Demoman. He's on the same team as Kill, who we recently watched, but this is a different game. So Demoman to Snakewater mid. First mid, first sticky goes across to the left. I like that he didn't tunnel vision the demo there. Shot 2 stickies at him at most, then started shooting other people. Worked really well, and I specifically like how he went for the scouts early. Now he should probably just be reloading until his teammates like actually commit. He did really good early damage, but he wants to make sure he's loaded for when like his team's all committing. But I'd say he played that mid pretty well. Nothing really got on him, mainly because he did a lot of good early damage. Their mid just died at 99. You guys should just be rolling this. It's not your job to cap. And one thing, just always be sure, like, when you're going through these doorways, you should probably just throw down a sticky, because people can be hiding in these corners, and you just always defend yourself against that kind of shit. Oh, we actually have Crowley in this server too, who's another sub. Interesting. Alright, so I'm gonna watch the rollout. He played that round quite well, I'd say. Damn, I can't. It looks like he's not charging his sticky early enough. Usually you want to start charging your sticky right at this corner. That way, right when you peek, you can get it all the way deep into their saw. So he did a ton of damage to their demo and he got destroyed. Oof. Right now their medic is dead, so this is when you just want to kind of like start laying down defensive stickies. Like one sticky here, just in case someone pushes, and then you can start spamming pipes. Just always having that one defensive sticky out can give you a lot of protection. Here you hear a fight happening behind you. Like you hear shots being fired. Should be reacting to that kind of stuff. Obviously your teammate should be calling it, but if you hear a fight happening, you need to be reacting. Ooh, that demo's destroyed. Nice pick there. Oh, I feel like you're tunnel visioning, like, or you're zombieing. You killed the demo and you're like, must get more. And then you just ran into all of them. You need to be a little bit more disciplined about that. You kill their demo, you wait, make sure you're healed, then you go again. As a demo, you can't just push into everyone. And there it only looked like you had maybe 2 stickies loaded, so pushing into their whole team like that is just foolish. It throws away that big pick you just got, you know, because then they immediately pick the demo, then it's just equal. So, yeah, one way to help you to do that is to do what I do, which is just press tab often. You know, you kill the demo, you press tab, oh, there's still 4 up. I'm not going to go around this corner because they could all be around the corner. You don't really know. As a demo, you can't, since it's so hard to escape from situations that you're committed to, you just always need to play it safe. If it's possible that all 4 of them could be around the corner, then you need to assume that they are, you know? Oh man. It looks like he runs out of ammo really quick. I think if he tried to focus a little bit more on reloading after the first few initial stickies on like the scouts and the demo, and then he coordinated his like push forward with his soldiers jumping, it would be perfect. But it looks like he's just shooting the whole time, so he's not really loaded to do like a huge burst of damage when his team is actually ready to push. You just got to keep in mind like the timing of mids. Demos get there like a few seconds early, so while it may feel like you know, you've everyone should be at mid when you're there, you got to remember you're there kind of alone. There would be nothing wrong with backing up after you saw that soldier either. Like, you don't need to take these fights. If he's pushing you, then you defend yourself, but like if he's just gonna run away, you're fine. You just killed their medic. You can back up, lay down some defensive stickies, and then like he just can't push you. It doesn't matter if you don't kill him or not. That's the one thing you really need to be you really need to just keep drilling into your head, you know? Just that it's always more important that when you have an advantage or you're potentially gonna like die or whatever, that you defend against it. You know, you hold and just set up a trap. Let your scouts and soldiers be the ones to like peek and clean people up. You just need to be more like controlling the positions and stuff. And there you also tunnel vision. Like this demo is here, but you saw the scout pushing you. What you should do, like the moment you see that that's not going to be a 1v1 anymore, you just throw a sticky down and you back up. I feel like that's something he's not doing at all, is like throwing down defensive stickies so that he can retreat. It seems every time he's in a fight, he's like, any fight that he dies in is one that he like full committed in. It's not one that he like tried to escape from ever. So I don't think he's quite aware of like when he's at risk. Pretty much you're always at risk. As a demo, like, unless you have 4 people on your team in front of you, they could push you and kill you. So there you see that soldier up in saw. I would probably peek this and try and like set up a trap here to cut off his exit. That way you're forcing him out of window, and if he stumbles or gets caught or whatever, you could get a pick there. Oh, you guys are on crits. Didn't even notice that. One thing about crits, well, you died to a trap, so when you're at like 80% or approaching 80%, that's when you guys should be like clearing all this, like putting spam into the corners to check for traps and hiders. And then once you get the charge, you want to set up some sort of distraction. So since you guys had advantage there, you could afford to just send like your pocket or scout through, have him be the distraction, then you crits in. But there you guys didn't really set up your crits push very well, because you just started clearing things, or didn't even clear it at all right when you got full charge, so you died to a trap. Stickies, you should be reloading stickies right now. They're Ubered, and you already shot like all your stickies, so you're sitting here with like 2 stickies or something, and you like, if they're Ubered, you're not going to be doing damage. You should be like setting yourself up for the post Uber, being fully loaded. You know, maybe put out a couple for defense, but then just use that to kind of just assess the situation from safety, and then be reloading. A lot of demos like say that they can't find time to reload or whatever, but I mean, the time, if you watch a demo of yourself, I think it should be obvious when you can be reloading. So there are only 2 up. You can hear, it sounds like one of them is behind you. Yeah, there's a scout behind you. You can probably safely ignore him. Here you shouldn't be leading. As a demo, it like, I run into the same problem. Here again, someone's shooting your medic and you react really, really slowly. I think you need to pay more attention to sound cues. But I was saying, like, leading on demo, it's something that I run into a lot, because I just tend to be like always thinking about pushing, like thinking ahead, not trying to sit in one spot for too long, trying to move at a fast pace. So I often find myself leading, but you gotta really check yourself on that kind of stuff. It looked like you wanted to crits there. The best way to check yourself from not leading is to just set down defensive traps and then let your teammates clear through them. So fairly good results with crits this round, I'd say. After that first push, which was kind of bad, the rest have been pretty good. The only thing you need to be like more aware of is when you pop crits, the other team is almost always going to fully commit on you, because you don't have the invulnerability of being Ubered. So they're often just going to try and kill you really quickly. So after your first sticky or 2, unless you know that they're all in front, you should be expecting people to jump you more often and to rush you when you're getting crits. So you can shoot a couple mid to long range stickies killing people, but then after that you want to be sort of just paying more attention to what's nearby you, having a little bit more awareness of that. You don't want to tunnel vision. I think that's kind of something you're doing a little bit too much. So you guys are back on Uber this round. Killed the roamer. So based on that pick, you guys might be able to push into middle a little bit, or at least peek. I would encourage you guys to peek off of one pick. They're actually trying to commit on right, so you guys should roll them. Especially after this scout dies, you should know that that roamer is like just about to spawn. Oh, med dropped again. So yeah, this is free. Again, just put down defensive traps because their med just died. So now the only way they can do anything is to bomb your medic and force him, which is their scouts going on him right now, but he gets found. But yeah, just like baiting your medic when their medic dies is something you should be focusing on a lot. You'll notice I'm just like constantly trying to repeat this part about like defending yourself and being defensive. There he's just isolated. His team wasn't pushing. It looked like it was a miscommunication. They didn't commit. If you ever find yourself alone and you see that no one else is being fought, just back up, man. As a demo, the worst thing you can do is just isolate yourself, because if they pick you off, they know that they don't have to worry about traps. They don't have to worry about 1/3 of the amount of spam. Like, it makes it so much easier for them to push, and almost any team will push off of every demo pick, which is, again, the reason why you need to be so cautious about dying as a demo, because your death is worth so much to the other team. This is a pretty safe spot to be in. This is fine. Maybe you want to just cycle in for a buff every once in a while. That way, in case someone does spam you or rush you, you can stand your ground a little bit longer and you won't die. Oh, they got the force on you. So here's where you want to make sure you're holding your traps, because you know they're going to counter push. Your medic should be backing up. What I would do at this point, oh well, you see their combo. So maybe there you could have held your trap until their whole Ubered comboed past, so that maybe one of the people coming in after the Uber could get killed by it. But what I was going to say, they ended up pushing awfully fast. I think they pushed before their spawner even got in, which might have ruined their push, to be honest. But I was going to say, sometimes if you don't know where they're going to push, if you know they have huge ad, you might want to spread your traps so that you can trap both sides of the map. That way, just in case they come, like, either way they come, you'll have some sort of trap. Another thing you can do when a combo is walking at you is shoot stickies at them even when you have a trap. That way it looks like you don't have a trap in a way. It's kind of a mind game that you can play where when you're shooting stickies at them, they feel like you're sticky spamming them. You know, they don't feel like they should have to worry about a trap. But you still can have a trap up even though there's, you know, you're shooting stickies at them. You just don't det them, you know? Obviously, you keep your trap up and you just start shooting stickies just without deading them. So they think they're being spammed, but actually they're walking into a trap. Well, there you just kind of got overextended. You could have done good damage from just sitting up here where it's safe. I just feel like you're getting a little bit too antsy. Like when you see their whole combo there, you're thinking, oh, there's 3 people here that I could do some fat damage to, but you have to realize how much you have to commit in order to do that damage. And in that situation, it's your life, which is, in my opinion, never worth it. I think your team is always going to be better off having a Demoman with single-digit deaths than they are with a demo who's wiping with them every time. You know? So you've used the same trap a few times here, so it might be a bit predictable at this point. You might want to try some different spots, like this corner, or on this ledge here, you know, things like that. On the edge of this train, on this corner. Not just always trapping the same spot. This would have been good, bombing them to cut off their exit. Like, that's really the only time where it's good to bomb as a demo. Is when you can cut off their exit and you can get Ubered, but your teammates couldn't push. So that kind of sucked. And then I wouldn't have shot the demo, because there was a low chance you'd kill the demo. I would have just shot the medic. You were pretty sure you were going to die there, so you might as well just shoot the medic, because that would be a more valuable pick. Plus the demo's getting tanked with booties on, so you'd have to do 1,000,000 damage. The only way you could have survived that would be to actually not go into spawn, but sticky jump away and then wrap to this spawn. Alright, so we're going to finish this up here. 8 more minutes. So he's playing very trap heavy this mid. Trap heavy can actually work pretty well. You just you have to be very patient. My favorite way to be trap heavy on mid is actually to throw like 6 stickies right here, and then people just like dance around on them, man, and you can often just get a kill. Or someone like pushes from a side and then they retreat into it. Here you guys are down 3, you need to run. Oh, you're on crits? What is this? Oh, you guys just got uber faster, I don't know how. Down 3, you guys definitely lingered way too long. Once you can tell that you're not doing damage and you're down numbers, like, you guys should just leave. There you did no damage early because you were sitting a bunch of traps up. To the dude in chat asking if I'm doing matchmaking soon. Not tonight. So someone here is clearly dying to try and get a force on your team. How is he still alive? Okay, they're all in through lower. So once you know their combo's committed, I wouldn't encourage you to wrap. I think wrapping as a demo is very, very risky, especially if you're just walking in blind. If you're going to push this, put a sticky down, man, because then you can at least have something in between you if someone's over here. But like going for flanks alone as a demo is usually not the right play. Here you're hitting some shots, but the better thing to do is to rotate over to your team so you can be helping them here. Because if you look at this terrain, like when they're pushing lower, they're going to abuse the shit out of this shed. And this shed heavily favors the attackers because it's impossible to splash it, and you can like peek over it showing only half your body. So it really helps to have your demo fighting over here in this yard because you can control this high ground so well. And yes, if I do matchmaking, I will record it. But not tonight. I'm doing a demo review right now, and then I'm going to wrap things up. So, your medic just died. They have almost full Uber. Definitely time to set up a trap. I would usually want to set up like multiple traps. Like 2 at least. Then they were nowhere near your trap, and it was unlikely that they would get near your trap. So after you pipe that soldier, it would be worth it to just sticky kill him, because you could see the rest of his team wasn't even committed. He was isolated. You could have at least gotten that one pick. He was nowhere near this trap. You had piped him. He was like 70 health. You probably could have killed him. Nice. Nice frags. So there, 3 of them like ran lower, but you didn't have vision because you're at this angle. There was a risk they could have gone kitchen, and in fact, one of their scouts did go kitchen, and it resulted in your med dying. If you ever lose track of someone, you should always defend the spot where they could possibly be that could kill your medic, or wherever they could be that would be the worst for your team, basically. You know, you always want to protect against the worst case scenario, I would say. So if 3 of them retreat lower, you lose track of some of them, you might as well clear kitchen, you know? There's no reason not to. Just play it safe, clear kitchen. You find that scout, you get a free pick, and your med lives. Alright. So the reason this round has been like so messy is just because your med keeps dying. What the fuck? So there you got sandwiched by these soldiers. It's kind of random because they were like upwards directs at you, but then I don't know. I don't know how to avoid things like that. It's just like you need to just play, I guess, just not so far forward. Like if you're here and they peek, a pipe does the same amount of damage as if you're back here, you know, in the actual exit, and you have a little bit more cover. It's just learning from these small mistakes about like where that line is, where you're slightly overextended, or where you're at risk. He's playing kind of roamy though. It's kind of weird. The only time you should be like playing so roamy is like if your team is all pushing one side and you can like trap off a tiny choke, and some people are trying to like flank you. Like times, for example, when I would be a bit roamy is like if I know my combo is pushing left, I might, or combo is pushing lower, I might sit here with a trap on these little choke points in case someone tries to wrap behind while the Uber's going on, you know? And I can be pretty confident I can control those tiny little doorways. Oops. Alright, this is probably going to be the last push here. It's very strange how he leads so many of these pushes. Like, when you come around this corner and you see a soldier close, your first sticky has to go right near you. Like, it just kind of has to. Otherwise, you might die. So you guys have an offensive heavy. Interesting. Got 2 early picks. So again here, you should have some sort of defensive stickies, like just in this doorway in case. Because if your team's Ubering in, they might wrap people up towards you. And your heavy's gonna win the round, I think. Oh, your medic. Is he gonna go huge? He's gonna go huge! Alright, so they won. I was basically repeating myself that entire demo. He definitely needs to just be a little bit more cautious about, you know, overextending and thinking about his escape route more, playing more defensive, and like setting down those defensive stickies. I think that's the biggest thing he should work on, you know, because he got isolated with no escape, You know, he didn't think about his escape. He didn't think about preserving his life. He didn't realize that when he's like fighting three people, that fight is not winnable. He needs to just cut them off with a sticky, like draw that line that they can't cross and just get the fuck out and then rotate to your team. Um, then the only other small thing was like um, just mid reloading and focus like your sticky timing on mid, which was mostly pretty good. In general, he's like doing very well, you know, switching between his weapons. Like I think he's kind of got it down, like the weapon selection part of it, which is what a lot of people struggle with. They find themselves using grenades the whole time. But I think if you just reload a little bit more, especially during like Ubers, downtime, when he's waiting for his team to commit, that's when he should be reloading, you know? Because that minuscule damage, like that 30 damage or whatever, it doesn't really matter if you do a long range sticky for 30 damage in the beginning of a mid fight or after they're getting healed until your whole team is committing. Because then it all just like adds up. Because if you hit one sticky and everyone's just spamming, you know, it does get healed up. It's better to just like focus fire and hit people that are weak. Then the other thing is just switching up his traps a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So good demo. Thank you, LPZ, for sending it in, and I hope that helped.